a government of laws and not of men. To be good and to do good is all we have to do. The happiness of society is the end of government. Power always thinks it has a great soul and vast views. Beyond the comprehension of the weak, there are two ways to conquer and enslave a nation. One is by the sword, the other is by debt. The preservation of liberty depends upon the intellectual and moral character of the people. Old minds are like old horses. You must exercise them if you wish to keep them in working order. Let us tenderly and kindly cherish, therefore, the means of knowledge. Let us dare to read, think, speak, and write. Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other. To believe all men honest would be folly. To believe none so is something worse. The right of a nation to kill a tyrant in case of necessity can no more be doubted than to hang a robber or kill a flea. Great is the guilt of an unnecessary war. The Declaration of Independence I always considered as a theatrical show. Jefferson ran away with all the stage effect of that. I stuck to the substance. The die was now cast. I had passed the Rubicon, sink or swim. Live or die, survive or perish with my country was my inalterable determination. Liberty must at all hazards be supported. We have a right to it, derived from our Maker. But if we had not, our fathers have earned and bought it for us, at the expense of their ease, their estates, their pleasure, and their blood. The longer I live, the more I read, the more patiently I think, and the more anxiously I inquire, the less I seem to know. I have accepted a seat in the House of Representatives, and thereby have consented to my own ruin, to your ruin, and to the ruin of our children. I give you this warning that you may prepare your mind for your fate. There is danger from all men. The only maxim of a free government ought to be to trust no man living with power, to endanger the public liberty. To live without having a voice in the government is to live as if you were dead. Courage and perseverance have a magical talisman, before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish into air. A constitution of government once changed from freedom can never be restored. Liberty once lost is lost forever. Great necessities call out great virtues. You will never be alone with a poet in your pocket. We ought to consider what is the end of government before determining which is the best form. Upon this point all speculative politicians will agree that the happiness of society is the end of government, as all divines and moral philosophers will agree that the happiness of the individual is the end of man. The moment the idea is admitted into society that property is not as sacred as the laws of God, and that there is not a force of law and public justice to protect it, anarchy and tyranny commence.